that the master of ceremony, they have their own ways of finding a way to embarrass speakers. And one of the ways is putting you to speak after an eloquent speaker. And exactly this is what I find myself. When His Excellency, when the Royal Highness spoke, I think we should just all go and reflect on his speech. So he put me to now speak immediately after an eloquent speaker. Your Excellency, I would like to first acknowledge my junior brother, the Honorable Commissioner. Your Excellency, what he has done, it's one of the biggest achievements that the state government will count on. Having an articulated development plan for each local government and each community, and defining how that development can be upscaled is one of the important documents that people like us at the federal level will want to have for us to see the nexus and areas of interconnection between the federal and the state government level. For me, I would like us to really acknowledge the Honorable Commissioner for this important gesture and work that he has done. Your Excellency, my brother, coming to this event is personal for me. Personal because one, I am an indigene of Kano State. Not only an indigene of Kano State, but I am also the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the National Rural Electrification Agency, a federal government agency with the mandate to electrify the entire rural communities in the country. My mandate is to provide electricity to over 86 million people, of which many of these 86 million are indigenous of Kano State. The second reason why I think it's personal, Your Excellency, is also because of the fact that I am implementing the biggest publicly funded renewable energy access project in the entire world, a $750 million project that would incentivize a private sector investment of 1.1 billion US dollars to deploy 1,350 mini grids, of which 250 of them are going to be interconnected mini grids to electrify 17.5 million Nigerians. So, Your Royal Highness, some of the questions you asked in your speech are going to be answered in my speech. The third reason why this is personal for me, Your Excellency, is that when you are talking of development, you must find a solution to electricity. Electricity is one single silver bullet that can easily catalyze development. If you are talking of quality education, without electricity, you cannot have a quality education. If you are talking of quality healthcare, without electricity, the quality will not be effective. If you are talking of small, medium, and micro enterprises, a barber, a welder, an agriculturist, an irrigation farmer, if there is no electricity, they will not be effective or competitive. I repeat, Your Excellency, we have to look at electricity because it's one single silver bullet that can catalyze development in the entire value chain. Thirdly, Your Excellency, you know this better than me. Kano remains a strategic community in Africa. When you speak of the likes of Cairo, the likes of Mombasa, the likes of Nairobi, you have to bring Kano because of its antecedent, of its commercial nature, of the population, of the landmass, and the entrepreneurship of the people of Kano State. The sixth reason, Your Excellency, this is a wake-up call, Your Excellency. Electricity demand will continue to rise and continue to be a major demand in the entire world. Now, every single thing that we will do will be defined by electricity. His Royal Highness mentioned about agriculture. Precision agriculture, I picked it when he was speaking. Without electricity, you cannot practice precision agriculture. Without electricity, you cannot preserve your produce. Without electricity, you cannot add value to the agricultural produce you produce. Without electricity, you cannot give quality healthcare services. There is a community in Malawi called Area 25. Currently, that is a rural community, but they established a partnership with Texas Children Hospital, and they are using AI to diagnose children in rural communities in that Malawian Area 25, because there is availability of electricity and AI. And without electricity, AI cannot function. And that is why you now see countries like the United States, China, India, Turkey, Indonesia are investing so much money to generate it is important to have electricity. So, Your Excellency, it's now time for us, more especially we at the federal level, to stop the rhetoric. If I come here, Your Excellency, and keep telling us why it is important for us to have electricity, the question is, you as an indigenous or the son of Kano State, what exactly are you doing to catalyze or to facilitate electricity in Kano State? And Your Excellency, I'm happy to tell you that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are currently deploying over 1,000 mini grids across the country. But that's not where it ends. You should save your clap now. Your Excellency, Kano State is the state that has the highest number of these mini grids. We are now deploying over 100 mini grids. And I'm going to give some of the examples because it's important not to come and just talk. We give the sites so that people can go and verify. Your Excellency, we are currently working on deploying 1 megawatt at Civic Center, 3.4 megawatt in Dawakin Kudu, 3.9 megawatts that will provide around Fage, including the current Singa market, 1 megawatt in Taroni around the shopping complex, 3.5 kilowatt in Dukawa in Kura, 350 kilowatt in Jajere Ngogo, 350 kilowatt in Meizidao in Makoda, 350 in the Makoda town, 200 in Niima town in Gaya, 350 in Sayasaya in Tudunwada, 250 in Bareda in Tudunwada, 300 in Guarab Jawa in Ambata, 200 in the Masalachi community in Ambata, 850 kilowatt in Dogara in Sumaila, 270 kilowatt in Lausen Kibia, 250 in Marike in Bichi, 550 in Matachi in Bichi, 350 in Rimaye in Menjibu, 300 in Saban Garin Fako in Menjibu, 270 in Tumpafi in Dawakin Tofa, 550 kilowatt in Ergaya, 120 in Zango in Gezawa, 600 kilowatt in Zamba in Gezawa, 100 in Kumbur in Dawakin Kudu, 100 in Gurjia in Bunkure, 200 in Kuka in Takai, 100 in Baleke in Albasu, 100 kilowatt in Dagar in Gabasawa, 100 in Pagawa Tudu in Ajingi, 120 in Narki Alkamawa in Hotel, 150 in Sakarma in Kiru, 50 kilowatt in Duzen Orawa in Kunchi, 50 kilowatt in Tinki in Kunchi, 100 in Wagaho in Dogwa, 130 in Tat in Gurjia in Gabasawa, 170 in Kayarda in Take, 150 in Koguna in Makoda, 70 in Maraya Rogo in Gezawa, 120 in Markelele in Ambata, 100 in Badumi in Bichi, 100 in Tanzabua in Bichi, 170 in Balan in Ghana. These are just bits of the projects that we are implementing. And Your Excellency, just be ready because we will take your entire month for you to accompany us in the commissioning of this project in the state. Your Excellency, in conclusion, I would like to mention that what we are doing, all these communities that I mentioned, we are not just deploying mini grid, we are making communities to be economically viable. We are making communities to mitigate the urban migration that His Highness mentioned. We are making communities to be able to produce agricultural produce and add value in the communities. Not only that, Your Excellency, we are also investing in PV manufacturing in the state. And behind you, Your Excellency, is a gentleman that I come with him as an evidence that wants to invest $50 million in Kano State for the establishment of 500 megawatt PV manufacturing capacity. And he's just behind you, Mr. Ali. You can stand so that you are evidence for that, Your Excellency. In conclusion, Your Excellency, I just want us to imagine a Kano state where all these communities are fully electrified, where all communities are provided with electricity, job opportunities will be created, agricultural produce will be processed, and Your Excellency, we can have an engagement like this without a glitch. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
I believe everyone is energized now. If you are energized as I